the Leo and Danny show. You are destroying men, Pandora.
I am, but it's beautiful, and they asked for it. I never went up to them and
that's
told
true.
them.
I agree with that.
That's true.
They're asking for it.
I agree with that. They are
stimulate
doing
the economy,
themselves.
though. You spend money. You put the money back into the economy.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I spend my money on black businesses. I
There we
always
go.
make sure that my tax money is going towards like
Black businesses.
donations.
Instead of
Very nice. Instead of
the United States of America.
You have a big Gucci belt. You don't like the
nice.
You don't like the United States of America?
I hate it.
You hate America.
the youth.
She hates a country that pays her to turn people gay and do nothing.
I do a lot. I work so hard.
You work
She
pretty
works hard.
I
She's
really
look at her
do.
right now. She's working up a
I
sweat in
am.
this room.
We would like to change your mind about America.
Well,
I know that
No,
it's,
no,
it's going
I'm
through
with
a
her.
phase.
I'm
It's
with
going
her.
through a phase.
I'm with her, Leo.
So I don't hate America, but I wish I lived somewhere else. Yeah.
Where do you-
I also
where at?
love living here at the same time.
Well,
You know what? I would love.
I'm interested in this. What country do you think
gonna get ugly.
you
Oh,
would
God.
be better than America?
I'm with her.
Okay,
I'm with her.
I'll
America stinks, dude. It's had its day. It's founded in racism.
Now,
Where are we moving? That's just what I want.
yeah,
to know.
let's hear. Yeah, where would you go?
You know what? Honestly, I would just love to go to Bali. You know how cheap it is.
It's
That's
safe.
cheap, yeah.
Really safe. Really good economy.
My only concern is the internet, but I think I can find a way.
Yeah.
Find a way.
You know, but I can literally like my rent here is so expensive. It would be so cheap in Bali.
So
and I could just live.
do you think
and breathe.
Indonesia is a better place than the United States?
I don't know anything about Indonesia to confidently answer this.
What don't you like about America?
I don't like the tax system. I think
That's fair.
I
Okay,
think
if
the way
that's
that
what she
they-
doesn't like, I kind of like that.
I like
That's
that too.
actually really base.
Yeah, that's
Well,
pretty base.
What else
yeah.
don't you like?
Well, I also don't like the way that this country was, like you said before, literally funded on colonization, racism.
Colonizer.
Okay, I was joking.
It's really fucked up.
I was
It would be
joking.
hard to
Okay,
name a
he's just
country
kidding.
that wasn't founded by colonization.
Yes.
Let's just be
Unfortunately,
fair.
all
So
of
you
them.
hate
Yeah.
so you hate
It would be
Europe too.
every
then.
country.
You hate
Yeah,
you hate Europe.
definitely. I hate Europe.
So
okay.
the only people you don't hate are the countries that never got around to colonizing anybody.
Maybe
Yeah.
islands in the middle
Costa
of the
Rica?
Pacific.
Yeah.
were
But
untouched for
even
thousands of
they,
years.
like you realize, even the Polynesians would go by canoe to other Polynesian islands and cut off everybody's heads and
Right.
enslave them. You know, it's just African tribes war with each other and take slaves. You know that the Egyptians would frequently go up the Nile and enslave all the Nubians. Black on black crime in the year 3000 BC.
Yeah, but in Egypt they were really just focusing on like the darker skin tones, though.
Really?
What do you mean? Who was focusing on which darker skin tones?
When it was coming to slavery and stuff, they were making sure that like people with the darker skin tones were treated worse.
You know, everybody. I mean, Egypt is in Africa. Everybody had dark skin.
But there were lighter.
There were lighter skins
lighter
and there were
skin,
darker skins.
yeah.
Colorism is probably still existing.
Yeah,
everybody-
colorism
okay.
is like racism within like people of the sort of the same ethnic background.
It
So you-
seems like in the black
Wait, we're gonna let her get away with that, saying that
What?
that slavery in Egypt was based on racism.
I was just more
I don't
curious
know
about
anything
colorism.
about
Well,
that
I mean,
to,
there
like-
are some white supremacists who see Italians as like not white enough, so they're like, "Fuck you, Italians."
I can get on board with that.
Fuck you, dude.
Get this guy out the
And
fucking
yeah,
next to
the
me.
Italians. I mean, we were heavily discriminated. We've been
Yeah.
heavily discriminated for a long time.
But-
We are the N words of the whites. A lot of people have. I've heard that before. I heard that in a Scorsese movie. So
I don't research these things, and honestly,
just-
I'd like to stay ignorant to it.
But
you
you're
know what?
you're defaulting
list.
toward
I
hating
just know
America.
how people treat me as a
that's
black
smart.
woman in America, and I know that I don't like it.
So yeah, tell us about that experience because none of us here would even know what that's like. What would you say that do they
Well,
fetishize
see,
you?
See, the white man has her down, Leo. The white man, like clearly he
He's
is
a boy.
disrespecting her.
He's not a man. He's a boy.
He is a
Dis-
boy.
I mean, the white man is paying her 6 figures a year to get made
Is
fun
it?
of. They don't respect
There
her.
could be a lot of black bus drivers that are paying her also. What
Yeah.
what is your clientele? Would you say?
Honestly,
mostly?
so many different kinds of people. I don't really get older clients as much, but I do have black clients, Asian clients, Mexican, white. You know.
Well, I
But
mean,
white people are 70% of the population in
This
America.
just let's take a snapshot of this right now.
I've got
This-
it up
This
right.
is this
Yeah.
is racism
That's really
right here.
good.
You got it.
No, that's
This
not
is racism.
racism.
No, I'm saying Dino's being racist toward you right now.
How?
I'm joking.
Existing.
But you did say that you don't like how you're treated in America as a black woman, which is
sure.
fair. Tell me about that though,
Well,
honestly.
maybe
Now-
like, especially around like last year during Black Lives Matter. I never said I was black.
what happened during BLM?
Well, people assume that I'm black, but how do they know that?
What when they assumed you're black? In what way? Like
I mean,
in
they're
what
just
context?
like checking. They're like, "Are you okay?" But I never said I was black.
So that hurt? You didn't like that they were asking if you
No,
were
but
okay?
it's just like people assume that you're black already, though.
Yeah, people like
understand?
always assume that like I was like racist and shit, and I'm like, how do you even know that like I'm white, dude?
Okay, thank you, Austin. Wait, but I'm
could be Mexican.
I'm confused.
exactly.
Be an albino black
so that's
man.
the first thing. Is first of all, like, you know, why are you assuming that I'm black? I could be Filipino. I could be so many different things.
But you said as a black woman in
different.
America, you don't like how you're treated, which I'm curious about. I mean,
Yeah.
the only argument I was making is that America is a great country and that every country is founded in colonialism and slavery, or most of them, unless they are just a tiny island country somewhere in the South Pacific. But even there, they were probably founded in barbarism and slavery.
Mm.
At some point.
So,
yes.
but what were you saying? How has it been negative to be a black
that's
woman?
kind of like I guess the context of my argument. And then during the Black Lives Matter movement, I'm also being fetishized for being black, and then people have this
But doesn't that make you
shame
money?
now that absolutely, that was like the most money I've ever made. Or you know, it was an influx of money. I'm making money in other ways now, but it's an influx of money I made, which are like fake reparations that they want to give me, but I'm still working for them at the same time.
So you don't like that you're getting money as fake reparations?
I don't believe that I should be telling someone to pay me reparations and then have to constantly have a conversation about them.
So
And
there
they're
are
giving me maybe like $100 or $200. That's not real reparations.
so there are
Real
guys
reparations
who
are like $10,000, $20,000.
So you want
$100,000.
reparations for slavery?
I believe that reparations should be done. Yeah.
But why is your life now negatively affected living in this country for being black? I'm curious about that. Like, and I'm not fucking with you. I'm being
Yeah.
serious. Because so far it's been all positive. You're saying you're getting paid
No.
more money during
No,
BLM.
especially also this is interesting too. In sex work, people are naturally attracted to who they're attracted to, which is fine. But a lot of people, if already the population is white, a lot of them are already attracted to white people. You see? So naturally, I'm already more of like a fetish. You know, I can't just be me.
But
I'm like a black woman.
So again, this is just you making more money.
No, because there's less people who would want just a black woman. They just want a woman. And
she's
then
in
woman
sex work.
is white.
She's like a niche. She's
Yeah.
a niche in sex work.
It sounds like she's doing pretty good, and she's pretty hot. I think
I'm doing great,
I
and
think
I
she-
don't really make it about race anymore because it's just kind of weird to me. Yeah.
But so you think that people in America tend to select white women when they're looking for an OnlyFans girl to support or pornography to
I don't
jerk
think
off
they
to?
think about it. I think that whatever gets their dick hard, and most people are attracted to like what they look like or something like that.
I mean, do people say racial things to you?
Absolutely, they'd be like, "I never paid a black woman before." I'm like,
That's
What
like,
is
I'm
that?
talking about something
Yeah.
aggressively negative. Do people
Oh.
use slurs at you?
oh, absolutely. Like on the phone, like I'll have to deal with a lot of things, like or you know, straight up like you don't deserve to. How could you dominate someone when you used to be a slave or like your ancestors used to
Damn,
be a
that's
slave?
fucked up.
Or I'm on the phone with them and then they're like talking about cuckolding and I'm talking about cuckolding and then one guy was like, oh, like, yeah, like take that N-word dick with the hard R. And I'm like, what did you say, sir? I said, what did you say?
But
And then I said, aren't you white? And then he hung up.
But-
yeah, these sound like self-hating white supremacists.
Yeah,
But-
no, and it's
That's-
really funny
that's
though. It's actually
probably what
hilarious,
they are.
especially with this fetish. A lot, like the black supremacy fetish. It's a lot of these white men who are seeing like black dick, and then they love like the black videos and like the snow bunnies, and they love seeing like big dick, and they're addicted to it, but then they hate themselves, and then they hate them at the same time because they think that black dick is the only dick that could
so
please someone.
it seems to me like so far the things you've described that have any kind of racial charge all positively affect you and your business.
Except for the guy that called.
That was too far. Yeah, that sucks. And I know that part
Well,
of.
and there's like a whole like iceberg under it, I guess, but.
But overall, life is pretty good here in the U.S. of A.
I guess so.
I mean,
Yes.
the only thing, what I could say
Yeah.
is, you know, and now again, like I mean, we love America, especially I grew up here, and I feel like it gives you a chance to do whatever you want, and it's the greatest country in the world for many reasons. But I do agree that life as an African American is different. Like I can't ever really comment on it because I do not experience it, and I know I've been out here in LA long enough that I know that there are ways that people treat my African American friends differently than
Yeah.
I get treated, and that's something that you can't really. It's hard to explain sometimes, but I know where you're coming from with that, and I
Yeah.
know that there is a difference, and I know that is something that hopefully in the next generation it'll be gone, and I think it will. I think it will be the way that's going now. The way that the people we met at Evergreen College, I'm sure they're going to make it. I'm sure they're going to make it.
Yeah, but I already have some privileges as well. Like, you know, my mom raised me and she's white, so I'd never really grew up around black people, honestly, and that already has a privilege in itself because I talk different from most like black people. I wasn't engaged with the poverty or like dealing with the community issues because, you know, people are either hustling in ways that I'm like, that would definitely like bring me down as a person and not give me opportunities to make money.
I will also say this. Like I have a black friend from London, and he was telling me that he thinks Europe is significantly more racist than the United States.
I'd imagine, yeah.
Yeah. So the one thing is, you always, you know, the grass might be, you think the grass is greener, but we, you know, one day if you do move somewhere else, we'd like your feedback. And, you know, I think you'd be right back to the US of A.
Let me ask you this,
probably.
Pandora.
Yes.
If you could pull a slot machine lever, and that slot machine, when it landed on whatever it landed on, would send you to some other random country in the world, would you pull that lever?
No.
So you like the United
she likes
States?
it. She loves it here. Look what she's doing right now.
Honestly, I do actually love it here, but I don't like certain things. You know?
And we get you on that. It's something that we might not, we're not gonna be able to
Yeah,
understand.
there we go. Taxes, I'm on board with.
But also, who enjoys this? Like the police.
Me.
Well, we
Or in their budget.
Me.
I want to defund them.
You know that worked out pretty well in South Central, right?
Did it?
This is no.
The murder rate.
It's
we did a video.
It's
No one
propaganda,
defunded it,
Pandora.
though.
Yes, they did.
Really?
They defunded the LAPD massively. The LAPD
Good.
immediately had to get rid of its sex crimes unit. So if you like being safe as a woman, you should probably fund the police. Also, immediately the murder rates in South Central, places like Watts and Compton,
Right now they're pretty bad.
tripled,
Yeah,
and
I'm
it's turned into a war
I'm really
zone.
interested to see like what this looks like, or maybe
I
we can
talked
watch
to
the
a
video
guy
about
who
it.
lives in Venice, and he told me that the cops don't even like patrol around anymore, and that they just come to scrape the bodies up off the ground after the person's already dead.
Yeah, this is how it works.
And this was coming from a black guy that I met in Venice.
Pandora, the liberal.
Defunding the police was about just reinvesting that into the community. So if you're calling the police and it's like domestic violence, or if you're calling the police and it's, you know, whatever situation it is, it's someone who's more specialized in a certain idea of whatever is going on.
Listen,
you understand?
Pandora, I understand the pipe dream, but when shit hits the fan, which it does in parts of the world, not everywhere is Beverly Hills, you can't send somebody with a clipboard and a whistle to go regulate on a serious situation. There are drug dealers, there are criminals all over this city that cannot be reformed at certain points in time, and you have to have police out in large numbers to keep the place safe.
It's I will say, being born and bred here in LA, that this is the most dangerous I felt the city has been ever. And I don't know what, I mean, I that's probably a correlation with, you know, a downtrodden, the police force being a little
There's
weak.
definitely an issue with police stereotyping areas that are high in crime, to where like a kid will get like a minor offense or something, and then they just won't treat them with the same level of sympathy because they're so used to there being so much crime in that area. That is a problem.
Yeah, I think that things need to change, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there should be no police ever. I think that they need to be trained better.
I could agree with that.
Maybe
The
they should go
training,
to
yeah.
Did you just food for thought?
Training.
Food for thought. Did you know that the LAPD is 50% Hispanic and I think like 13% black? So white people are the minority in the LAPD.
Are they?
They are.
Yeah, sure.
That's true. That's
Interesting.
statistically true. The liberal media, the left, they like to throw a lot of things out there. Defund the police. These new voter laws are racist. When the facts are these things are not true. And if we followed through with everything the left did, we would have disastrous results. They're not interested in results. They are interested in the motivation that seems to be behind these actions, because those motivations will get them reelected. They are the kid at the 6th grade class president elections who's promising pizzas for lunch every Tuesday and more recess.
So that you vote for them, and
So
then
that
they
you
don't
vote for 'em.
actually care about any of the issues that they're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sound good. Not
And
good.
it keeps them in office.
Yeah, I agree with you on taxes, though. It's fucking bullshit. 50%?
Hey, this
Come
is
on.
a comedy podcast, isn't it?
Good session. Before we switch topics completely, Pandora mentioning that stuff's not always great for black people. I was talking to Mia, my girlfriend, who her cousin is half black. My girlfriend's got like a complex family. Her cousin's half
Aren't you
black.
going to mention what her cousin's into?
She loves to bang NFL players. But they all... Okay, so I guess Drake was having a party, or some rapper was having a party, And presumably a black guy who works for Drake or this rapper was going through the guest list and had all the women's pictures pulled up. He approved my girlfriend and her cousin, Sophia, who's half black, but he denied all of their full black girlfriends.
Wow.
Yeah, and they do that on purpose. I remember when I first visited LA, my friend wanted to go to Poppy, and then we were waiting there right in the beginning.
It's a big
And then they
club.
have they actually have like a black ratio that they allow, unless you have a
What?
promoter that you're just gonna get in.
Yeah, I
with.
guess if they didn't want their
'Cause they don't want
club
it
to
to
become
be-
a black club or like a gay club, then they would racially profile people.
If they don't want
like
it to be a
that.
gay club,
Right,
Why
but
would
then they
they
want to
do
play
that?
black
Gay-
music at the same time. So
And then,
it's
of course,
just
they want to
really-
play black music.
It's really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yes, and Pandora, I didn't mean to come off as attacking you or anything. I understand there are problems for,
I don't
for
think you
A lot
black
of
people.
problems that we
but-
would we can't understand because
Give me the back.
you've had white. Your dad's a judge. You're a white privileged
and
fuck.
I got a cock like a black motherfucker. I tell you what. But
she didn't like.
You jerk off all day.
He does.
You don't have
you
to do
wish,
that.
because then I would be one of your customers, hopefully.